head over to your desktop, go over to your favorite browser, we'll go to Google, we'll type in Linux Mint, right? Go to their main webpage, linuxmint.com. I can't put any links in the description because I'm not allowed to or something. But anyway, this is what you're gonna want. Cinnamon, you click that. You go down to here, choose your location, whatever. Once that's done, you can go back to Google and you're gonna wanna type in Rufus, USB tool, right? There you go. You're going to want to go to this one here, one of the latest releases. Most likely this is going to be your situation here, Windows 64-bit. You download that, and once that's downloaded, we can head over to our Windows machine and I can show you what to do next. So I've plugged in my USB drive here into my Windows machine, and I'm going to use that software I downloaded to set that up as a Linux Mint installer. And so what I'm going to do is go to the downloads folder here, and you see I got my Linux Mint and this Rufus program. I'm going to run that Rufus program, and obviously it's going to pick up, this is my drive, the USB drive. So I'm going to select the ISO image from the downloads folder here, and yeah. And so from here, all of these settings should be exactly what you want. And we're just going to hit start, we're going to hit OK. We're going to hit yes, OK, and there you go. Now that this is done, we can close this and we can see our drive is now labeled Linux Mint, and we can go down to here, we can choose eject our USB drive obviously, and we can safely remove this drive now. Moving over to the desktop that we're going to install this to, this is what you can see right there. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and take my thumb drive that I put Linux Mint on. I'm going to drop it inside of this USB port on this machine, and I'm simply going to restart this machine. So there we go. Fire this up and I'll show you what yeah. Give this thing a moment. And if you want, you can spam F11, F12 to get the boot menu while it's starting up, of course. I suggest running this in compatibility mode just in case you have any issues, but that's what I'll do in this instance. I'll run this in compatibility mode just to get this installed, and then it should run perfectly fine. I'll fast forward through this to the actual installation. I'm just gonna get right into this. I'm gonna double click this icon up here. So here we go. This is the beginning of the installer. I'm gonna hit continue. I'm gonna hit continue. I'm gonna say I don't care to connect to Wi-Fi right now. At this point here, I'm going to hit install multimedia codecs, and this might ask you to set up a password for encryption. You don't want to do that. Just fucking leave that blank. If you have secure boot enabled, just leave that blank. When the system asks you to create a username, then you set up a password. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So I'm going to choose erase the entire disk. I'm going to choose New York because that's like pretty much where I am. This is where you want to set up your password. If you saw that other create a password for encryption, don't do that. That's just your, I mean, you can if you want, but that's just trouble. So here we go. Put this in. Choose a super strong password like PASSWORD. PASSWORD. All right, so anyway, I'm going to hit continue. Alrighty, and after the installation is complete, like it is now, I'm just going to hit restart now. I have no reason to continue testing. So if you see on this this screen here, it's going to say remove. See right here, it says remove the installation media. and press enter. So here I am, I'm removing the thumb drive. I'm going to press enter and she's going to reboot. Alrighty, so our super powerful password was password, right? And there we go. So at this welcome page here, I'm going to show you what to do next just to get you started. These are excellent tips for beginners, although I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to uncheck that and I'm going to close this out. The first thing I'm going to do is go to this update manager and we're going to hit OK. I'm going to hit refresh here. This actually updates even applications that you have installed. So ask for the password. We know what that is. Alright, so you see there's a bunch of stuff here. So this one here is pretty important. And so I'm just going to choose install update. Yep. Alright, so now that that's done, I choose no here. I'm just going to restart this machine. And yeah. Alright, here we are. So now that that's taken care of, the next most important thing you're going to want to do is open this little menu here, and we'll type in driver and we'll choose driver manager. This is if you're running a Wi-Fi card that you need drivers for, or in this case the NVIDIA graphics card. I'm just going to choose the latest version and choose apply and give it the password. Alrighty, so now that that's done, I'm going to perform one more restart. That's pretty much it. The hard part is over. There's still a whole bunch of things you can do that I would suggest you look into, such as this software manager. Awesome tool. This is what I mean by point and click easy. The first time you launch this will take a few moments to get going right here. But after that, it'll fire up very quick. So, okay, so here we go. I will, just for the sake of it, I'll punch in Steam, right? And here's what I want. I want to choose the Steam and choose install and hit continue. I'm going to put the password in, right? All the programs are like this. To install them, you just, I mean, unless you manually download a .debian file. So you can hit next. Right? And you could launch the program from there. Steam will actually download additional stuff, and I'll set that up at a later time. I'll show you some other things here you can grab with this software manager. This is one of my favorite applications here, Mission Center. Alright, so after that you can launch your program, right? And you can, if you like this program, you can right click this and choose pin to panel, and also whatever's running pin to panel. So you can close this and have a quick access to it later. But for now, I'll show you this cool little program here. You can change graph to logical processors. So this is a 10 core 20 thread CPU, but I have hyper threading shut off and I disabled 4 of the 10 cores. It allows me to get this clock speed up higher. Anyway, that being said, that's the whole fucking shebang, and you can install a bunch of programs using this software manager. There's tons of things to look through. Inkscape is one of them I like to get. Yeah, I mean, there's actually a fucking shitload of programs I get from here. I don't think there's some programs like... Oh, okay, so yeah, Sober's on here now. So if you're a Roblox person, I know some kids complain about Linux Mint because, or any Linux operating system, because it doesn't run Roblox, but this here allows you to run it. It runs just fine. I've tested it multiple times over the last few months, and it works good. There is one more thing I suggest you do before you seal the deal here, is to just right-click this desktop anywhere, go to Display Settings, choose your display, and then choose your whatever refresh rate you want to run it at. I'll choose 120 because this Elgato capture card isn't too cool about going to 144 at 1440p. And we'll hit Keep Changes. I did notice that recording this video, the resolution was wrong I had on this OBS recorder. And that being said, if you run multiple monitors, it would be in your best interest to run them both at the lower monitor's refresh rate. So if you have a 120 hertz monitor and a 240 hertz, just run them both at 120. And also, one program I would suggest if you have multiple monitors is this called Hydra Paper. Yeah, this program is fucking awesome for like setting up your desktop backgrounds with ease. It's a very nice program. I highly recommend it. Anyway, now that's going to do it. It is officially done. I'm done, okay? And until next time.